Welcome everyone. We have 45 minutes together and we're gonna flow slowly on our mat tonight. Just in a way that's restorative and healing. The soles of our feet together, our knees wide out to the sides. Then rest your left hand on your heart and your right hand on your belly. And just start to get present with your breath on your mat, in your body, preparing for some movement, some breathing, some peace. All right, see if you can take your breath deeper with every breath. So noticing your whole body fill up with all of that inhale. And let absolutely everything go on your exhale. Great, another one of those big breaths. Nice work. Draw your knees together. And hug your knees in towards your chest. Okay, let's just catch the back of our legs here and rock side to side for a moment. We're just in like a U shape. Great, and then come into your full happy baby. You're gonna catch onto your feet. So you're gonna take palms to outside edge of your foot. You might take your peace fingers to your big toe. And then just take the next 5 breaths here in your happy baby. Seeing if you can keep your tailbone lengthening towards the earth and keep your shoulders moving towards the earth. Seeing if you can take some nice healing restorative breaths. That's the tone of our practice tonight. Considering that we're going to take a journey into our body, a journey into our creativity, a journey into our flexibility and our intuition. Might be a little bit of a long journey, but you'll be nice and ready for your dreaming after that. Great, you can start to release the soles of your feet down onto your mat. And then bring your arms out wide beside you. Walk your feet wider than the edges of your mat and let your knees fall towards each other. And then just sway your legs side to side gently. And then just pause, let your knees sort of fall towards the center. And see if you can keep your baby toe on the floor. Right, and walk the soles of your feet back onto your mat. Roll yourself over towards your left side, press yourself up, or whatever side, just roll yourself on your side, press yourself all the way up into a tabletop position. Great. And we'll just start with some big circles on the mat here. There's no real way to do this. Just seeing if you can find some mobility in your hips in both directions. Great, and then pause in your tabletop position. Take your hands and start to flip them so that the palms of your hands face you. And you can walk your knees as close to your hands or as far away from your hands as you need to. You'll notice that my wrists are not super flexible. Some of you might have the whole back of your hand on the ground. Just go to that place where there's some sensation where you can still breathe and take a deep breath. Great. And then we're just gonna start to bring the palms back down onto the mat and then flip your fingers to face your body. I'm gonna take my hands a little bit wider apart. Great. And then again, you can stay with your elbows and your shoulders right over top of your wrists, or you can start to lean back slightly. We just wanna be in the place where there's some sensation, anything that you can still breathe with. Nice. Gently just flip your hands back around, fingertips pointing forward. Inhale, lift your heart and your tailbone for a cow stretch. Exhale, round through your spine for your cat. Great. Take an inhale for your cow. With your exhale, tuck your toes, lift your hips, and come up into downward facing dog. Nice. Let's take some generous bends into our knees, just to start to loosen up the ankles, the knees, the hips. You might take your feet wider than you usually do, and just take up some space on your mat here. Great. Find a comfortable down dog, a place where you can sort of press your thigh bones back. Your knees can still be bent, but you're pressing your thigh bones back. You're feeling energy from the pads of your fingers right up to the sides of your hips. Let your head dangle. Great work. And then let's just start to slowly walk our feet up to the front side of our mat. And take a halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, forward bend. Take another inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward bend. One more inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward bend, and pause in a ragdoll forward bend. You can let your hands dangle or reach for opposite elbows. Just any forward bend that feels comfortable for you. At the moment, your knees can be soft, or you can be working from a bent knee to a straighter leg. And then just slightly walk your hands to the left. Great, and then come back to the center and walk your hands over towards the right. Doesn't have to be a lot, just a gentle twist. Coming back to the center, and we'll roll up really slowly using our quads, using our core as we lift up. Just stretch our hands all the way up to the ceiling. Take a big Wednesday evening stretch. With your exhale, full forward fold. Okay, let's take an inhale, halfway lift. Fold and step your left leg to the back of your mat. Take your left knee onto the floor. And start to bring your hands up onto your right thigh. Okay, and then just flex your right toes, lift them up off the floor, and draw your right heel towards the middle of your mat while you draw your left knee towards the middle of your mat. And just reach your hands all the way up. Catch onto your left wrist and bend towards the right. Right, reach up to center. Catch your right wrist and bend towards the left. And inhale, reach up through center. Exhale, take your hands to your mat. Step both feet to the back. Lower down onto your belly button. Take your arms wide and your legs wide and inhale, lift. Okay, it's just for this big, wide open cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more time, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Bring your hands underneath your body. Press yourself up and back to down dog. On your inhale, lift up your left leg, bend your knee and open your hip. Lift your left knee higher towards the ceiling. Bring your left shoulder closer to the mat and then step in between your hands for low crescent lunge. Right knee down. And bring your hands onto your left thigh. Take 3 breaths here. Just really start to feel that left heel pull towards the center of the mat. Find a place for your gaze and just enjoy the stretch. Nice inhale, reach your hands all the way up. Catch your left wrist, bend towards the right. Inhale to center. Catch your right wrist and bend towards the left. Nice work. Take your hands to your mat and step both feet to the front side for a full forward fold. And on your inhale, reach up to the ceiling, tall mountain. Exhale, full forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Yes, so your exhale, step your right leg to the back of your mat. Take your knee down. This time, reach your hands to the ceiling right away. Go up and back. Okay, and then take your hands to your mat and step both feet to the back. Lower onto your belly button. Take your feet wide and your hands wide. And inhale, lift yourself up. Nice, lower down. Inhale, lift. Legs are wide. I'm just up on the tips of my fingers while I do this. One more time to lift. And to lower. Great, hands underneath your body. And press yourself back to down dog. Lift your right leg up. Bend your knee. Open the hip. Right shoulder moves towards the earth. And step in between your hands, low crescent lunge. Left knee down. Fingertips to the ceiling. Arm bones back by ears. Great, hands to your mat and step to the front for a full forward fold. On your inhale, stand up tall for tall mountain. Your exhale, take your full forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Nice. Step your left leg to the back of your mat and take your knee down to the earth. This time, inhale, float your hands up. With your exhale, come to half splits. Press your hips back. Draw your right toes towards your body. Inhale to low crescent lunge. Exhale to half splits. Great, inhale to low crescent. Exhale to half splits. We're gonna hold in half splits. If you need to put maybe your bolster or your pillow or your block under your hands, you can. Great, seeing if you can feel your shoulders drawing back and down. Okay, start to come back into that low crescent lunge. Great. From here, bring your thumbs through to your heart. Lift your back knee up off the floor, then open up into warrior two. Great. We're just gonna flow into peaceful warrior. Inhaling. Nice, and then exhale back to your warrior two. Again, inhale, peaceful warrior. Exhale to warrior two. One more time, inhale to peaceful warrior. Exhale, take your hands to your mat. And step your feet to the back. Lower all the way down onto your belly button. Take your hands wide and your legs wide. This time we're gonna lift. And then just dip the right shoulder. Lift the heart straight up. And we'll dip the left shoulder towards our mat. Nice, lift the heart. We'll do it again on the right side. Bring your right shoulder towards your mat. Nice, lift your heart. And bring your left shoulder towards your mat. Great, lift your heart. Nice, take yourself all the way down. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders and press yourself back to down dog. Just give your hips a little wiggle. On your inhale, lift up your left leg again. Bend your knee. And just make some big circles with your left hip. You can go forward and back, whatever direction works for you. Great, and then step your left leg in between your hands. We're gonna come up to warrior two from here, rise up. Nice, from your warrior two, start to straighten through your left leg. And then reach forward. We're just gonna pause there for a moment. Great, come back into your warrior two. Reverse to peaceful warrior. Exhale, hands to your mat, step both feet to the front and forward fold. On your inhale, rise up to tall mountain. Exhale, full forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Nice, step your right leg to the back of your mat. Come down into your low crescent lunge. Fingers to the sky. Nice, with your exhale, back to your half splits. Left toes drawing towards your body. Nice, inhale to your low crescent. Exhale to your half splits, pressing your left hip way back. Inhale to low crescent. Exhale to half splits, and we'll hold here just to feel that stretch in our left hamstring. I'm just walking my right knee back a little bit. I'm still very active with my left toes pulling towards my body. Nice, coming back into that low crescent. Nice, bring your thumbs through to your heart. Tuck your right toes underneath of your foot and lift yourself up to warrior two. Nice, reverse your warrior, stretch up, reach back. Exhale, back to warrior two. Nice, reverse your warrior, stretch up, reach back. Exhale to warrior two. Again, reverse your warrior, stretch up, reach back. With your exhale, take your hands to your mat, step your feet to the back, and lower down onto your belly button. Take your legs wide, take your hands wide. You're tented on the pads of the fingers. To inhale, lift your heart. With your exhale, dip your right shoulder. And then inhale, lift, pull your right shoulder back. Exhale, dip your left shoulder. Nice, inhale, lift. One more time on the right. Dipping and lifting the heart. Great work. One more time on the left. Really feeling your pelvis press into the floor as you lift. Lower all the way down to your forehead. Bring your hands under your shoulders and press back to downward dog. Okay, so from this downward dog, lift up your right leg. Bend your knee and make some big circles with your right leg. Doesn't matter what direction or how you do it. Just move. We'll step into our warrior two. On the other side. Reverse to peaceful warrior. Stretch up, reach back. Great, with your exhale, hands to your mat, both feet to the front, full forward fold. And then inhale, rise up to tall mountain. Beauty, exhale, full forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Great, and step back to a downward facing dog. We'll pause here just for a few breaths. Feeling a lot of connection with the finger pads into your mat. It's almost like you're gripping your mat like you would grip a basketball if you were gonna palm a ball and hold it. Really pressing the pads of your fingers into your mat, and then press your thigh bones back. Gorgeous. From your downward facing dogs, lift your right leg all the way up. Bend your knee and open your hip. And step in between your hands, coming all the way up to your warrior two. Okay, from your warrior two, start to straighten through your right leg. Reach forward, and then down your right ankle. You might pause here, or you might take your right hand onto a block. I'm gonna grab my block here. So your hand could be at the floor at a block, or just hovering off of the earth. Okay, so we're gonna add a little bit of flow for this top arm. So we're just gonna sweep it through, reach out in front of us, reach up, sweep it through, reach out in front, and reach up. And so one more time, sweep your top arm forward, and then up. Great. Let's start to move towards a straighter front leg. And then see if we can just come all the way up to a reverse straight leg triangle. There's no weight in this left hand. We're just reaching back, really feeling the ball of the right foot press down in towards our mat. And breathing. Great, let's start to release out of this. Take both hands to your mat on either side of your front foot. And then step your left foot up to about the middle of your mat. Great, and then feel that shift of your hips as the right one pulls back and the left one pulls forward. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your spine. Okay, so then exhale, just bow, let your head fall heavy. Keep pressing your left heel down onto the floor. Okay, so I'm adding in just some micro movements, sort of pulling myself back and forward on my mat, pressing that right hip back every time I move back. Right. You can step both feet to the front side of your mat. Take a full forward fold. So on your inhale, stretch up, reach all the way up, tall mountain. So your exhale, bring your thumbs through to your heart. You're just gonna start by balancing onto your left leg here and bring your right ankle across your left thigh. Then we're gonna sit. Okay, so working into that right hip again. Your right leg is up, your left leg is down. I know sometimes it looks really funny on the screen just because it's flipped when I'm recording. It looks like I'm saying the wrong limbs. I do know my right from my left. Yes. Come all the way back up to standing. Inhale, stretch up, reach all the way up. Exhale, full forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Just plant your hands and step back to your downward facing dog. Just find that dog where you can start to just relax a little. Soft neck, soft jaw, soft face. Is on your inhale, lift up your left leg. Bend your knee and open your hip. Great, stepping between your hands, coming all the way up to your warrior two. Nice. We're gonna reverse straight away, stretch up, reach back. Great, come back to your warrior two, straighten through your left leg. Reach forward, and then down towards the earth for your triangle pose. You can really just find a triangle that works for you here. I have a support underneath of my bottom hand tonight. If you have something that is stable that can support you, go ahead and do that. We'll take this top hand, reach it towards the front of the mat, and then back up towards the ceiling. Great, one more time, reach it forward and up towards the ceiling. One more time, reach your top hand forward, and then bring it up towards the ceiling. Nice, with a supple left knee as you come all the way up to that reverse straight leg triangle. That right hand, there's not a ton of weight in it as you reach back here. Keep pressing the ball of your left hip, your left foot down. Nice, with your exhale, take your hands all the way to your mat, frame your left foot and step your right foot closer to the middle of your mat for pyramid pose. Great, you'll halfway lift to find some more length in your spine. And then bow over top of your left leg. Just let your head fall heavy towards the earth. Just a nice healing, restorative forward bend. Our forward bends are really good to calm the nervous system. See if you can just surrender into it. You can add in those micro movements if you want. Just rocking from front to back. Yes, and then step both feet to the front, full forward fold. Your inhale breath, start to rise up all the way up to standing. Exhale, bring your thumbs down to your heart. This time you're going to balance on your right leg and lift your left ankle into that figure four shape. And start that sit. We'll get a nice stretch into our left hip here. Yes. Seeing if you can press your tailbone straight back. And breathe deep. Just being in this present moment, in your body, in your breath. No other real worries. Just being on that healing journey to heal your body, heal your mind. Take your feet to the floor. Inhale, stretch up, reach all the way up. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Fold and step back to your downward facing dog. Great, give your hips a little wiggle. On your inhale breath, lift up your right leg. Bend your knee and open your hip. And then step onto the outside of your right hand. And right away, take your left knee down onto the floor. You can put something underneath of your hands here if you want to be up a little bit higher to support the front of your left hip. I just have one block under my hands. You could also use a pillow, a shoebox. Okay, so just pause in our lizard, a couple more breaths. And then we'll add in a little bit of flow here for our lizard. So we'll take the back toe and we'll tuck it underneath of us and lift your left knee off the floor and then press your left heel way back. Great, and then tap your left knee down, untuck your toe, and open up for a twist. We'll take that again. We'll put the hands back on the earth. Tuck your left toe, lift your left knee, press your left heel way back. Tap your left knee down, and then open up for a twist. Right hand to the sky. One more time, plant your hands. Tuck your left toe, lift your left knee, press your left heel back. Great, tap your left knee down. Reach up towards the ceiling for a twist. We're pausing the twist. If you want to start to reach for your left foot, you're welcome to go there as well. Okay, as your next exhale, let's unravel. Take your hands to your mat. Lift your left knee up off the floor. This time we're gonna flow in the front side of the body. So we're gonna start to bend really deep into the right knee. And then we're gonna walk the hands towards our body as we flex the right foot towards our body as well. Bend your right knee, straighten your right knee. Your hands are sort of just walking on your mat as you bend and straighten your right leg. One more time. Bend your right knee. Great, plant your hands and step back to your downward facing dog. Give your hips a little wiggle. A nice long, relaxing breath here. Let this be simplified. Whatever you need to do right now to calm this, do that. On your inhale, lift up your left leg. Bend your knee and open your hip. Lifting that left knee nice and high, and then step on the outside of your left hand and bring your left or your right knee down onto the floor. Okay, so we're just pausing here in our lizard with no twisting, no real moving. Just starting to open up the front of that right hip with every breath. The left heel is drawing towards the middle of the mat, while the right knee is also drawing towards the middle of the mat. You're lifting your heart. Just see if you can keep a nice big space for your rib cage to expand. And we'll start our flow in our lizard. So we have two different ones. Plant your hands someplace supportive. Tuck your right toe, lift your right knee, and press your right heel way back. Yeah, just holding there. Tap your right knee back down onto the earth. Right hand underneath of your right shoulder. And then reach your left hand up. Nice, take your left hand back down. Tuck your right toe, lift your right knee, press your right heel way back. Nice, tap your right knee down. Keep your right hand somewhere supportive. Lift your left hand up. Opening up the heart to face the left side of your room. Great, take your left hand down. Tuck your right toe, lift your right knee, press your right heel back again. Just getting active in this stretch here. Great, take your right knee down. Right hand underneath of your body. Lift your left hand up for that gentle twist. Nice, and then we'll go for the bind if it's there for you. Great, if it's not there for you, just keep your hand reaching towards the ceiling. Nice deep breath in and deep breath out. Super, take your hands onto your mat. We're gonna start to lift that right knee up. And we're gonna bend and extend through the left leg. So really exaggerate the bend in your left knee. And then extend. You can walk your hands forward as you bend. And walk your hands towards your body to extend. Bend and extend a few more times. Just play around with this. Bend and extend. You might even need to walk your left leg wider than where you had it. Great. Start to take your hands back onto your mat. And this time, step your right leg on the outside of your right hand for your malasana. Let's all do our yogi squat together here. And we'll just add in a little bit of motion here. Moving weight into your right foot and then into your left foot. Great, and then find 3 really restorative breaths. So whatever that feels like for you. It could be like a loud sigh. Could be just a full body breath, feeling your whole body fill up with all of that oxygen. Inhale, fill up. With your exhale, take your hands to your mat, lift your hips, point your toes forward, and gaze at the back wall between your legs, or whatever's behind you. Give your hips a little wiggle. Great. From here, step yourself back to your downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, just start to come down into a child's pose. Touch your big toes together, let your knees draw wide. Walk your hands forward to the front side of your mat. From our child's pose, we're just gonna walk ourselves forward onto our forearms. And you're gonna start to take your toes wide out to the sides. You might wanna come to the horizontal side of your mat. I'm realizing that that was uncomfortable for my knees. So we're coming into frog. From your child's pose, your toes were touching. Your hands are going to be somewhere out in front of you that is supportive. And then you want to bring your ankles in line with your knees behind you. So you'll notice that my ankle is right behind my knee here. You might come down onto your forearms. Some may come down onto their forehead. Great, and then just like we've done a few times, we've toyed with how much weight we have pressing back and then how much weight we have coming forward. Find that place where there's some sensation. Nothing that is distracting or that is like that serious pain. Just some sensation, and then breathe here. one of those asana where the mind starts to trick us. And sometimes it starts to put us into maybe fight or flight response. Sometimes we want to run from it. Sometimes we want to fight it. Sometimes we get frozen. We hold our breath. We hold ourselves back. To see if you can bring yourself back to this moment, this healing moment. And just be open to it. Sometimes being open to something new or something different is all the healing that we need to do. To understand it, to experience it. So to come out of this, we're gonna walk ourselves forward. As awkwardly as it might be. See if you can do that. Make a little pillow with your hands, so palm over palm, forehead on palms. And take your legs back behind you and give your hips a little wiggle. We're gonna make our way back onto our mat. Just laying on your back. Your arms out wide beside you. Walk your feet off of the edge of your mat. And a loose windshield wiper with your knees here. We'll walk our feet back onto our mat. Feet together, knees wide. Left hand to your heart, right hand to your belly. To take on this last 5 breaths in Supta Baddha Konasana here. Acknowledging that you took this time today to really work with your body and your breath, to go on a journey of healing, a journey of creation. Everything that you needed for this journey was right there inside of your body, inside of your mind, and that place where you create from. If you want, you can start to just extend your legs straight out in front of you. And rest your arms beside your body. Move into your final Shavasana. See if you can breathe naturally. Let your body feel as though it's sinking into the support of your mat and the earth. And as you sink down, you feel grounded. There's this weightlessness that lifts you up. Thank you for coming to practice with me tonight. I hope you have a really great rest of your Wednesday, and I'll see you later this week. Namaste.